Has something ever happened to you that made you feel really strongly afterwards?
Yeah.
Would you care to share what this event was and the feeling that it made you feel?
Sure. Going into my freshman year of high school, my stepdad he had chest pains, and in the process, he went to get some checkups, had blockage in his heart, almost had a heart attack, but they caught it early enough in advance. So they took him to Wichita, Kansas. I'm originally from Kansas, and they took him there, did an open heart surgery, and after the open heart surgery, they got done. And when he was in the recovery room, they have chest tubes in him, and he was bleeding too much. So they had to go back in, do open heart surgery again. And when they do the open heart surgery, they have to buzz the sternum. And this is the second time, so this was like 18 hours after the surgery. So the sternum had time to close back up. They had to go back in, re-stitch up the veins, and then he got done, came out. It looked like he was recovering all right, and then after that, he came home, never got fine, went into Garden City, Kansas, where went in for a checkup, talking to the doctors. They checked his white cell blood count, and it was way higher than it was supposed to. He ended up having to go back to Wichita, Kansas, to the open heart surgery place, and then they figured out that he had staph infection in his heart cavity. So they had to go do open heart surgery once again, and this time when they buzzed his sternum, it completely healed up. And after that, they cut it open. The sternum grew apart, so they had to wire the sternum back together. So it was completely like they had to patch it together. And this is over probably the whole summer. It was my whole freshman summer, and like after that, the doctors at one point gave him like a 15% chance of living. And I think like the biggest, because I don't know, I never felt real strongly of a connection with my stepdad until something like that happened, because my stepdad and mom got married when I was in kindergarten. But then after a big event like that happens, like you sort of put it off at first until like the doctors like actually came out and they said, oh, you have a 15% chance of living. It just sort of makes you recognize that what might actually happen. It makes it real how close you are to someone until they have that small percentage chance of living. And seeing them on like a ventilator and chest tubes and all that.
So you'd say you had some sort of feelings of sorrow or remorse for not having a better relationship with your stepdad?
No, it wasn't a relationship, because I have a really good relationship with my stepdad. It's just that you just sort of take it for granted until something drastic like that happens to make you open your eyes of how close you are to someone until you almost lose them.
So, what was the actual feeling that you had?
It was sort of a scared feeling.
Scared?
Well, first of all.
So the automatic, the thoughts that you had right before the feeling that you had was the recognizing.
Yeah, it was recognize it and then realize that it was actually real and that he might actually lose his life.
But he's better now?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm sorry to hear about having to go through that. But thank you for your interview, sir.